Section 20 of English Synonyms and Antonyms. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, visit LibriVox.org. English Synonyms and Antonyms by James Champlin Fernald. Daily to delicious. Daily. Synonym: diurnal. Daily is the Saxon and popular, diurnal the Latin and scientific term. In strict usage, daily is the antonym of nightly, as diurnal is of nocturnal. Daily is not, however, held strictly to this use. A physician makes daily visits if he calls at some time within each period of 24 hours. Diurnal is more exact in all of its uses. A diurnal flower opens or blooms only in daylight. A diurnal bird or animal flies or ranges only by day, in contradistinction to nocturnal flowers, birds, etc. A diurnal motion exactly fills an astronomical day, or the time of one rotation of a planet on its axis, while a daily motion is much less definite. Antonyms: nightly, nocturnal. Danger. Synonyms: hazard, insecurity, jeopardy, peril, risk. Danger is exposure to possible evil, which may be either near and probable or remote and doubtful. Peril is exposure to imminent and sharply threatening evil, especially to such as results from violence. An invalid may be in danger of consumption. A disarmed soldier is in peril of death. Jeopardy is nearly the same as peril, but involves, like risk, more of the element of chance or uncertainty. A man tried upon a capital charge is said to be put in jeopardy of life. Insecurity is a feeble word, but exceedingly broad, applying to the placing of a dish, or the possibilities of a life, a fortune, or a government. Compare hazard. Antonyms: defense, immunity, protection, safeguard, safety, security, shelter. Dark. Synonyms: black, dim, dismal, dusky, gloomy, murky, mysterious, obscure, opaque. Sable. Shadowy, shady, somber, swart, swarthy. Strictly, that which is black is absolutely destitute of color. That which is dark is absolutely destitute of light. In common speech, however, a coat is black, though not optically colorless. The night is dark, though the stars shine. That is obscure, shadowy, or shady, from which the light is more or less cut off. Dusky is applied to objects which appear as if viewed in fading light. The word is often used, as are swart and swarthy, of the human skin when quite dark, or even verging toward black. Dim refers to imperfection of outline, from distance, darkness, mist, etc., or from some defect of vision. Opaque objects, as smoked glass, are impervious to light. Murky is said of that which is at once dark, obscure, and gloomy, as a murky den, a murky sky. Figuratively, dark is emblematic of sadness, agreeing with somber, dismal, gloomy, also of moral evil, as a dark deed. Of intellectual matters, dark is now rarely used in the old sense of a dark saying, etc. See mysterious, obscure. Antonyms: bright, brilliant, clear, crystalline, dazzling, gleaming, glowing, illumined, light, lucid, luminous, radiant, shining, transparent, white. Decay. Synonyms: corrupt, decompose, molder, putrefy, rot, spoil. Rot is a strong word, ordinarily esteemed coarse, but on occasion capable of approved emphatic use, as the name of the wicked shall rot. Proverbs 10:7. Decay and decompose are now common euphemisms. A substance is decomposed when resolved into its original elements by any process. It is decayed when resolved into its original elements by natural processes. It decays gradually, but may be instantly decomposed, as water into oxygen and hydrogen. To say that a thing is decayed may denote only a partial result, but to say it is decomposed ordinarily implies that the change is complete, or nearly so. Putrefy and the adjectives putrid and putrescent, and the nouns putridity and putrescence are used almost exclusively of animal matter in a state of decomposition, the more general word decay being used of either animal or vegetable substances. Deception. Synonyms: craft, cunning, deceit, deceitfulness, delusion, dissimulation, double dealing, duplicity, fabrication, falsehood, finesse, fraud, guile, hypocrisy, imposition, lie, lying, prevarication, trickery, untruth. Deceit is the habit, deception the act. Guile applies to the disposition out of which deceit and deception grow, and also to their actual practice. A lie, lying or falsehood, is the uttering of what one knows to be false with intent to deceive. The novel or drama is not a lie, because not meant to deceive. The ancient teaching that the earth was flat was not a lie, because not then known to be false. Untruth is more than lack of accuracy, implying always lack of veracity, but it is a somewhat milder and more dignified word than lie. Falsehood and lying are in utterance. Deceit and deception may be merely in act or implication. Deception may be innocent and even unintentional, as in the case of an optical illusion. Deceit always involves injurious intent. Craft and cunning have not necessarily any moral quality. They are common traits of animals, but stand rather low in the human scale. Duplicity is the habitual speaking or acting with intent to appear to mean what one does not. Dissimulation is rather a concealing of what is than a pretense of what is not. Finesse is simply an adroit and deliberate management of a matter for one's own side, not necessarily involving deceit. Compare artifice, fiction, fraud, hypocrisy. Antonyms: candor, fair dealing, frankness, guilelessness, honesty, openness, simplicity, sincerity, truth, veracity. Defense. Synonyms: apology, bulwark, fortress, guard, justification, protection, rampart, resistance, safeguard, shelter, shield, vindication. The weak may speak or act in defense of the strong. None but the powerful can assure others of protection. A defense is ordinarily against actual attack. Protection is against possible as well as actual dangers. We speak of defense against an assault, protection from the cold. Vindication is a triumphant defense of character and conduct against charges of error or wrong. Compare apology. Antonyms: abandonment, betrayal, capitulation, desertion, flight, surrender. Prepositions: defense against assault or assailants. In law, defense to an action, from the testimony. Defile. Synonyms: befoul, contaminate, corrupt, infect, pollute, soil, spoil, stain, sully, taint, tarnish, vitiate. The hand may be defiled by a touch of pitch. Swine that have been wallowing in the mud are befouled. Contaminate and infect refer to something evil that deeply pervades and permeates, as the human body or mind. Pollute is used chiefly of liquids, as water polluted with sewage. Tainted meat is repulsive. Infected meat contains germs of disease. A soiled garment may be cleansed by washing. A spoiled garment is beyond cleansing or repair. Bright metal is tarnished by exposure. A fair sheet is sullied by a dirty hand. In figurative use, defile may be used merely in the ceremonial sense. Quote, "They themselves went not into the judgment hall, lest they should be defiled." Close quote. John 18:28. Contaminate refers to deep spiritual injury. Pollute has also a reference to sacrilege, as to pollute a sanctuary, an altar, or an ordinance. The innocent are often contaminated by association with the wicked. The vicious are more and more corrupted by their own excesses. We speak of a vitiated taste or style. Fraud vitiates a title or a contract. Antonyms: clean, cleanse, disinfect, hallow, purify, sanctify, wash. Prepositions: the temple was defiled with blood. Defiled by sacrilegious deeds. Definition. Synonyms: comment, commentary, description, explanation, exposition, interpretation, rendering, translation. A definition is exact, an explanation general. A definition is formal, a description pictorial. A definition must include all that belongs to the object defined, and exclude all that does not. A description may include only some general features. An explanation may simply throw light upon some point of special difficulty. An exposition undertakes to state more fully what is compactly given or only implied in the text, as an exposition of Scripture. Interpretation is ordinarily from one language into another, or from the language of one period into that of another. It may also be a statement giving the doubtful or hidden meaning of that which is recondite or perplexing, as the interpretation of a dream, a riddle, or of some difficult passage. Definition, explanation, exposition, and interpretation are ordinarily blended in a commentary, which may also include description. A comment is upon a single passage. A commentary may be the same, but is usually understood to be a volume of comments. Delegate. Synonyms: deputy, legate, proxy, representative, substitute. These words agree in designating one who acts in the place of some other or others. The legate is an ecclesiastical officer representing the Pope. In strict usage, the deputy or delegate is more limited in functions and more closely bound by instructions than a representative. A single officer may have a deputy. Many persons combine to choose a delegate or representative. In the United States, informal assemblies send delegates to nominating conventions with no legislative authority. Representatives are legally elected to Congress and the various legislatures with law-making power. Deliberate. Synonyms: confer, consider, consult, debate, meditate, ponder, reflect, weigh. An individual considers, meditates, ponders, reflects by himself. He weighs a matter in his own mind, and is sometimes said even to debate with himself. Consult and confer always imply two or more persons, as does debate, unless expressly limited as above. Confer suggests the interchange of counsel, advice, or information. Consult indicates almost exclusively the receiving of it. A man confers with his associates about a new investment. He consults his physician about his health. He may confer with him on matters of general interest. He consults a dictionary, but does not confer with it. Deliberate, which can be applied to a single individual, is also the word for a great number, while consult is ordinarily limited to a few. A committee consults, an assembly deliberates. Deliberating always carries the idea of slowness. Consulting is compatible with haste. We can speak of a hasty consultation, not of a hasty deliberation. Debate implies opposing views. Deliberate simply a gathering and balancing of all facts and reasons. We consider or deliberate with a view to action, while meditation may be quite purposeless. Prepositions: we deliberate on or upon, also about or concerning a matter. The first two are preferable. delicious. Synonyms: dainty, delightful, exquisite, luscious, savory. That is delicious which affords a gratification at once vivid and delicate to the senses, especially to those of taste and smell, as delicious fruit, a delicious odor. Luscious has a kindred but more fulsome meaning, inclining toward a cloying excess of sweetness or richness. Savory is applied chiefly to cooked food, made palatable by spices and condiments. Delightful may be applied to the higher gratifications of sense, as delightful music, but is chiefly used for that which is mental and spiritual. Delicious has a limited use in this way, as a delicious bit of poetry. The word is sometimes used ironically for some pleasing absurdity, as this is delicious. Compare delightful. Antonyms: acrid, bitter, loathsome, nauseous, repulsive, unpalatable, unsavory. End of section 20. Read by Dennis Sayers in Modesto, California, for LibriVox.